They turned his wife against him, convinced his kid he's a molester, and stole his business. Now they're out looking for someone else to rip off. How you doing? How well do you know your friends? Could one of them be secretly stabbing you in the back, stealing your home, your job, even your family? Tonight, two masters of deception, traveling the country, pulling off sinister scams. Geraldo investigates. The brothers scum.
Nicherie is breaking into a luxury office building.
Stop.
But Nicherie is not the criminal. He says he's the victim. These are his office buildings he's breaking into.
So we're going to try to walk in civilly first, and if they cause problems, I have to call West Hollywood police.
Call 911.
The legal system has failed on him, so he's taking the law into his own hands. These brothers are the convicted con men, Daniel and Abner Nicherie, and they will turn a simple divorce into a raging battle from California to Alabama. Using his wife, the brothers stripped Ami of his $40 million business, his Beverly Hills real estate, his $1 million dream house, even his children.
Were you a multi-millionaire?
Yes, I was.
Are you still?
No, I'm not. I lost everything.
Stan Goldman is the legal editor for Fox News.
It's a nightmare in terms of how the legal system, which was created to protect the rights of the innocent, can be used in effect to block those rights and perhaps to even take them away.
Nicherie and Sarit Hart fell in love and married in Tel Aviv. They immigrated to Los Angeles to start a family and a small telecommunications company. Together, they built websites for some of the most heavily promoted movies in Hollywood. They bought a home high in Beverly Hills and 2 luxury office buildings, including this one on the Sunset Strip. But while their business was coming together, their marriage fell apart.
Read. You know how to read?
And like locusts, the Nicheries moved in.
He played you like an instrument, didn't they? They both did.
Yeah. It's embarrassing to say that, but yes.
Sarit, alone and vulnerable, meets fellow Israelis Daniel and Abner Nicherie. For months, the brothers woo Sarit and convince her that it would be in her best interest that they oversee her half of the $40 million business.
Well, since we were in the divorce process at this point, I didn't like them very much.
And they practically adopt the Shafir's children. Sarit and Abner become especially close.
It seemed to be like a dream come true.
Too good to be true?
To a certain degree, yeah.
When you look at these photographs and see how this man managed to ingratiate himself so deeply into your family that he made the children love him, what's your response?
It's shameful.
Their policy was to try to divide and conquer. So they instructed her not to talk to me, not to engage in any conversation with me. And I thought it was part of her anger back then.
They let me listen to a phone conversation that Ami had with his attorney. They were tapping his line.
The brothers were tapping Ami's line?
Yeah.
Every little stage in my life, I'm being haunted by them.
Then the brothers tell the worst lie of all.
How did they manage to convince you that your ex-husband was a child molester?
They spoke with my daughter first and told her that if she loves Mommy and she wants to protect her, she's going to have to do something to help Mommy.
Abner convinced my daughter to go to Mommy and tell her that Daddy was playing with genitals.
They convinced your daughter to charge you with molestation?
Yes. And later, when Abner and Daniel were out of the picture, our daughter came to my ex-wife and told her that actually it was a lie, and Abner is the one that convinced her to tell the story.
While their divorce rages on, the Nicheries use their control of Sarit's half of the business to allegedly forge documents and mount an attack on taking control of the entire company.
I'm going to help you open the door. Open the door.
What device did they use to steal your money?
Forgery, bribery, mail fraud, bank fraud, insurance fraud, security fraud, and more.
He's locked you in your old office?
Yes.
Both of you, get against the wall! Move!
You are holding a gun. Face on him.
Face on him. Move!
Show him.
You're pointing. Stay over there. The wall, man. Move. I'm the owner of this building. Stop affecting our private property. Get out of here.
You drew a gun on you?
Yeah, this is a Daniel Nicherie, armed guard.
Nicherie is a man with little left to lose.
I went to the DA, they told me I had to go down to Major Fraud. I went downtown, they told me it's not our business. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Nicherie in Potter.
He then seeks help from the courts, but he's now too poor even to afford a lawyer.
Ami retreated here to his home in Beverly Hills. He was broke. This house was in foreclosure. Worse, every time he sought help from the courts, he was buried in piles of legal pleadings. Just look at the stuff. The Nicherie brothers have filed well over 100 lawsuits against Ami, every one of them requiring time, attention, and legal fees that Ami just didn't have.
By filing dozens of lawsuits against someone, or sometimes just one big lawsuit, you keep them off balance, you keep them defending themselves so they can't go up against you.
In one case, the brothers tried to bribe this man, Adam Bartash, to file a lawsuit against Ami.
They even came up with a figure of $40,000 that I would get if I went through with this lawsuit against Ami.
You believe Daniel and Abner believed themselves to be immune from prosecution, above the law.
And I'm sure Daniel right now feels that he's bigger than Jesus. He can walk on water.
But in 1994, a federal court in Texas did manage to convict Daniel Nicherie of bank fraud after he swindled an estimated $500 million from multiple victims. Daniel served just 1 year in Lompoc Federal Prison.
They laugh about going to Club Fed. That's what they call it. They call jail club.
And last month, we caught up with Abner as he was released from federal prison on a probation violation. With the court order in his pocket and a crowbar in his hand, Ami finally takes control of his two buildings. This night, a Nicherie employee is arrested.
Where you going? Is he going down? Where is he going? What station? Call. Get on the cell phone, call Daniel, call Abner, and tell them I was arrested.
The FBI has confirmed the Nicherie brothers are currently under investigation. We tracked them down in Las Vegas, where they are opening new businesses.
Showing close the shades, not a good sign. You have no idea where they are. They're the bosses of your company.
Back in the remnants of their once happy home, Ami and Sarit, although divorced, are united in their fight against the Nicherie brothers.
They try and kick you out of your own home, and they still fight you like crazy, using your own money, which is adding insult to injury.
What in your dream is the last chapter of this crazy story?
Daniel Nicherie and Abner Nicherie locked in for life.
Well, if Geraldo can find them, so can the feds. We'll let you know what happens to the brothers' scum. Next, oh baby, Lori Dew with